just as a background, I'm sure this is all familiar to most of us. Type A H5N1 avian influenza first emerged in Guangdong province in China and was detected in Hong Kong in 1997. It then spread throughout Asia, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. In Indonesia, avian influenza, that's what I'll call it, or HPAI, was first occurred in poultry in 2000. Now widespread and considered endemic. Parameters like age classification or seasonality, things like that. Case definitions for avian influenza have been, in my experience, these are presentations of my experience, and have been used in a variety, in this case, a case definition. And we can consider, or we have different ways of thinking about the accuracy of a diagnosis. All of these, I'm sure, are familiar to us. But we can talk about sensitivity, which is the probability that a test correctly identifies the infected subjects as positive. I'm sure we're all familiar with this 2x2 table. The specificity of a test is the probability that the test correctly identifies the non-infected subjects as negative. Alternatively, we can think about the predictive value of the test. The positive predictive value of a test is the proportion of test-positive subjects that are truly infected. Case definition. So it had two steps. In the first step, the veterinarians assessed whether the outbreak had a high mortality rate, so over 80% of the poultry dying within 12 hours of the onset of clinical signs. And in fact, in influenza, studies based on antibodies require really large, it's prohibitive financially, human resource-wise, really large sample sizes, because there's actually very few animals that survive and go on to develop antibodies. So it's actually really hard to find the antibodies in the population. So in cases like avian influenza, with diseases like avian
awareness, community awareness, participation, sensitive, specific, informed, representative, cost-effective, all these criteria. So we took, after we finish this exercise, we go with the next question. That how we determine objective for PE projects. So we highlighted, my group highlighted 6 points. The number 1 is for disease prevalence. So disease should be there. So we need surveillance. If disease is not there, so to review the secondary data, we know that this disease is there, then we plan the CE program. Second, demand-driven need assessment. If people want these surveillance, it is necessary in that area, then we will plan PE project. Number 3, socio-economic impact. Is this disease causing any economical problems in that area? For example, in some area we don't have sheep and goat, so it's useless to plan surveillance for PPR. So we need to
then we moved on to see how we could do this evaluation. And we thought we could do a baseline and endline method. We could also do a cost-benefit analysis. We could do a cost efficiency analysis, and we could do some other statistical methods as well to be able to evaluate this. And then we thought of how does PE, what value does PE add to evaluating a program. We said the using PE methods will enable us to look at different perspectives of the different stakeholders, and therefore gain acceptability with the different stakeholders.
Randomly selected, and then 3 villages also randomly selected per sub-district. In the study, data was collected by limited discussion with several groups. Every group consists 10 to 15 selected persons from each village. Chief of village, or sub-village, villager, and local livestock services staff got involved in the discussion. Several tools in PE technique including proportional tiling, or death related to some diseases in dog. And then we use matrix scoring technique to estimate the type of the disease in dog based on the clinical symptoms known by the local people. Most frequent problem that found in dog in Bali. And we use matrix scoring to describe the relation between clinical sign to the disease. Hair loss and ocular disease with scabious disease. The results of that rate. And then for the case fatal time. In the graph and the statistical analysis vaccination activities. In Bali, dog mass vaccination usually following by the dog bite. In effort to control the disease in pet animal and livestock, like rabies, default informant as important to be improved. The third PE technique could be applied to measure the success of
the presence or absence of transboundary animal diseases using PE methods in plateau state and to improve the detection of and reporting of transboundary animal diseases in Nigeria using PDS. The study was conducted in 35 villages in the northern senatorial zone of Plateau State. Plateau State is in the north-central part of. We were able to acquire disease status and the season of occurrence in these communities. That helped us in planning controlled intervention programs because as a result of these studies, we were able to conduct vaccination programs.
County, which is found in Kainga district, found in the central part of the country. In Uganda, there is among the 5 leading causes of mortality among children less than 5 years, and to be able to give their diseases a rank within the spectrum of diseases that affect Sanda sub-county, because as we got into the district, we needed to begin with but most diarrhea cases are happening during
conventional way of making knowledge. And the right-hand side is the new way, the alternative way of making another kind of scientific knowledge. I am going to emphasize on the centuries, and it's still powerful. But for participatory research or multidisciplinary research, we will not do something about the way positivist, the theories, relevant theories, concepts, and it has health sciences and applied social sciences. Why we need applied natural sciences, health sciences, social sciences? Because the phenomenon is a mixed part of we are talking about creating knowledge that is suitable, workable, at a particular place, particular issue, and particular group of people.